Yeah, we're still down here at the White Theatre with Asian Persuasion, and we're here with tonight's headliner, Imran Yusuf.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm really looking forward to the show. It's nice in there. They seem really pleasant, and Nish has just started the show, and he's done incredibly well and made it very difficult for me because he was really good. Now I've got to find something to match his ability.
I think there's a good half an hour, between at least half an hour between your sets, so maybe they might.
Hopefully they'll forget.
By that point.
Yeah, they might think he's just wandered back on when I come on because I'm not shaved.
The hair's slightly different. We have kind of it's kind
my
of
hair. Normally my hair's not normally this big, but the thing is I have this rule that I can only ever get my hair cut at my barber's and no other barber's. So if he's not open and if I've not made the right kind of arrangements to be in town, I will go to another barber. So.
You're that picky, really?
No, it's a man thing. It's like, there's two things you never change. My friend taught me this. Two things: you never change your football team or your barber. That's a man rule. That's what you've got to do. Because so you can only change your barber if you move. Yeah. Right, or if you go live abroad or something, then you're allowed to change your barber. But otherwise, he's been cutting my hair since I was 8, so I'm not going to go and give business to someone else. That's my barber.
I suppose he sort of knows your hair,
Yeah, well, it's just it's I've just grown up giving him my business, and he's taking care of me, and I know his family, and I'll always continue to go to Tony's hairdressers for men in Harrow.
Tony's hairdressers for men. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably been there for ages, but you heard it on camera first. I don't know. Well, we're here to talk about comedy, not hair, anyway. You've been to Leicester loads of times before. You've done Asian Persuasion several times as well.
I've done it once before. It's my second time.
Oh, it's your second time tonight?
I think so. No, tonight. Ever.
Oh, what? Doing the Asian Persuasion?
That Asian Persuasion show. I think I've only done it once before, but I've been here at the Y before doing. Yeah. I've done both of my solo shows here. I think I've done one solo show here. I've done a solo show.
So we'll just say you've been performed around Leicester quite several times.
Yeah.
Why'd you keep coming back? What do you like about it?
Well, just we're comedians, and there's a comedy festival going on. We want to turn up, and we want to.
Literally a case of just being. They asked me, so.
Yeah, self-indulgent, egotistical maniacs. That's what we are. It's like, hey, it's an opportunity to go do comedy at a festival, and the festival environment is always great. It's just nice to be around, fellow comics, the ones at least that you get along with and respect. And it's just that's what we do comedy for. This is because I get to go and do comedy and not have to go and do a normal job.
They are terrible, those normal jobs.
Well, you know what? It's weird enough. I kind of miss my old normal job. I used to make video games, and I love video games. I'm a massive gamer.
This is quite interesting. You were a video game tester, weren't you?
Yeah, I did a bit of everything. I did a bit of video games testing. I was an assistant producer. I was a consultant. I did a bit of. I saw everything in both publishing and in development, and I miss it. I miss being around video games.
Yeah, because that sounds actually like quite a fantastic job. Why did you choose to sort of uproot that and go into comedy?
Well, did I want to sit behind a desk and be told what to do for the rest of my life and have to fight people in internal struggles to try and get my ideas through, or did I go on stage and be the star of the show? So I chose I want to be the star of the show. That's the great thing about stand-up comedy is fantastic for the fact that as a stand-up comedian you get the unmitigated creative freedom to do as you please, and as long as people are laughing and they like you, you can continue doing what you want. So as opposed to any other job where you've got to prove yourself and kiss up to your boss and hopefully you'll get a chance to get promoted to get your idea across, where in this it's like, I want to talk about this is what I want to create, I'm going to go out and do it.
It's the one job where you're sort of allowed to be, you're obliged to be sarcastic. Now, I wish I could be sarcastic in my job, but I can't.
Yeah. I guess we get a lot. You can get away with a lot being a stand-up comic. You can, make comments on society and even, make fun out of people and do what you want. So you get to behave in a way that isn't appropriate in any other kind of vocation, unless you want to be in politics and ruin the world.
Yeah, politics and stand-up are more similar than people may think.
Well, this is the thing. The problem with politics and stand-up is that, the politicians have got none of the answers but all the power, and the comics have got none of the power and all the answers. So, we're in this weird, well, at least we think we know all the answers are. Eddie Izzard's going to run for London mayor at some point. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah. I think we had Russell Brand on Newsnight calling for a revolution, and then I found... But that's not... Why are you laughing?
All right. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
No. I don't know. I like my political comedy. I like to watch like Mark Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's, I listen to it. In fact, watching someone like Mark Thomas made me go, man, I need to up my game. He's talking about something he cares about, and he's informed, and he's educated, and he's passionate about it. And I started to feel, well, I also believe there should be more social justice, and, I want to talk out against the ban or the system or the establishment. And he inspired me to kind of, evolve into the comic that I'm still evolving into now. So that's, I think if I ever want to see a comic go on TV, on Newsnight, and call for a revolution, I would love to see see Mark Thomas do that, because I think he'd have huge support, and for the right reasons as well.
Because I know you're comedy as well. I mean, I know there's sort of a mixture of actually kind of, you know, really profound, interesting thoughts, and then ridiculous stuff like being a Cockney Muslim, which is hilarious. But I mean, do you find people tend to react well when you sort of start talking about these thought-provoking things? Because a lot of comedians go on and do one-liners, cock gags. They're a lot easier to do.
Right.
Yeah, how do people sort of tend to react to you talking about this?
It seems to work for me. I guess what I do is in this country, in the UK, the British comedy scene is very ethnically homogenous. There's not many brown or black or, you know, kind of faces from minority groups.
Yeah.
Really being there's not many of us, and the few that there is of us, we're doing the best job that we can to try and kind of humanize our backgrounds and our culture. Look, because I mean, this is the face of 9/11. This is the face of 7/7, and that's the only point of reference any other comedian is going to use to talk about someone from my background. Right? Whereas I can go, no, you know, yes, I am an East African, Indian, British Muslim, and I don't hate this country, and I'm not trying to kill everybody. I don't think everyone's an infidel. Whereas a lot of people want to believe that is true. They just want to confirm their own bigotry. And it's great to see now that there are more Asian, more black comedians coming through and being able to humanize their backgrounds and go, this is what it's like in my house. And you know what? It's more or less the same like it's in your house. We have family, we have parents, we try to raise our kids, we're trying to, you know, get on with life, and we're not these huge villains that often, you know, that the media will often want to perpetuate, the stereotype they want to perpetuate. Because, you know, if you can turn people against each other, you can control them. And I know that's it sounds like I'm a bit into conspiracy theories, but David Icke is right.
David Icke from Leicester as well, actually.
Is he? Oh, right,
yeah,
okay.
Perfectly appropriate.
I went to watch him I went to watch him at the Wembley Arena about a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to go and watch because I just found it very fascinating what he's talking about, and the fact that his shows go on for like 10 hours. Right, and he's never done Edinburgh or live at the Apollo or a panel show. He's just got this really loyal following, and I went to watch and I just found it fascinating that his audience, he filled out Wembley Arena, and I thought it would be a lot of weirdos. And I just found perfectly normal people who brought their families along, brought their children along.
I think people are smarter than you know everyone assumes or that you give them credit for. People...
Yeah, it's incredible just to think, considering what he says. Like, okay, sure, I believe that there's some form of conspiracy in running the world and how capitalism is destroying everything just so the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. But then he takes it into interdimensional, shape-shifting, reptilian aliens that are manipulating us, and people go, yeah, and I'm like, what? So I just found it fascinating. That point of view, to go and watch someone like him, and he sold out. He sold out Wembley Arena. He sold it out. Do you know what I mean? The best comedians were sometimes would struggle to sell that kind of thing. But and he goes on for 10 hours. 10 hours of material. It's incredible.
Well, I think I could sit here and talk about this all night, but I'm very aware that you've got a show to do and you've got your friends to watch as well. So,
yes, Mickey's on, so I want to go and watch him.
And we're going to be chatting to him a little bit later on. But for now, best of luck with the show tonight. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Cheers.